Hey familia, Miranda here. Welcome to another episode of First Viewing where I share my thoughts and recommendations with you guys on films that I watched for the very first time. So let's go on ahead and get right into it. So first up, we have this film, The Lady in the Van. So Maggie Smith, Alex Jennings, they both delivered some great performances. Alex Jennings' character, he portrays the writer Alan Bennett. So he writes plays and obviously went on to write The Lady in the Van. But his character was kind of interesting. He basically narrates the film, but then he also kind of plays like two versions of himself. So there's like the writer and then there's the guy living daily life. But basically he crossed paths with Maggie Smith's character here, who plays Miss Shepherd. And obviously she's this homeless lady. She lives in her van, which let's just say is very unsanitary and very full of junk. But she's just kind of, out there on the streets of England. And so there's this one neighborhood that she just so happens to, stop in. And so the residents around aren't too happy about it, just because, they just think she's crazy because she, obviously you can tell that she's kind of, has issues. But yeah, basically they just form this really unique friendship. And, he doesn't like the surrounding neighbors, like calling her names or like making fun of her or anything like that. So he actually came up with the idea for her to park her van in his driveway and, to stay there temporarily until she could, find where she wanted to go. But she ended up living there in that van for 15 years in his driveway, which is crazy. And I mean, mind you, she's already an elderly woman. So for her to have lived in the conditions of her van for another 15 years, I think is just crazy. But I really, really enjoyed this film, you guys, and I do highly recommend it. It's very heartfelt, but it's also like one of those films that will make you happy yet sad at the same time. But yes, definitely give this one a watch. Next up is Dead Ant. I mean, this was some cheesy fun. I would definitely watch it again, but I don't, plan on watching it anytime soon again. But yeah, definitely a fun one. I mean, what's not to like about giant killer ants like Khan? But yeah, overall, I mean, the performances really weren't all that great. The storyline was okay, and Rock being the answer to everything was, I don't know, pretty funny. But yeah, it's a fun watch for sure. So yeah, I would recommend this one. Okay, so next we have Black Nativity. So this was actually more of like a Christmas film, even though it didn't really scream Christmas to me, but it does take place on Christmas Eve, and it's more like a musical, I guess you could say, because there are several songs and stuff that they sing in here. And as much as I really, really like the cast in this, I just did not really feel connected to this film or any of the characters in it. So I think this is probably gonna be a one-time watch for me. I don't know, it was just lacking something to really pull me in. All right, next we have The Bone Collector. This was fantastic, you guys. I really, really enjoyed this one. Denzel, Angelina, they both delivered some spectacular performances, especially like Denzel's character being bedridden, but yet he's still doing all this work kind of through Angelina's character. It was just really, really good. And I thought that these two actually had, pretty good chemistry. I really enjoyed like all the kills in here. I thought the murder setups were pretty interesting. And I will say, I did not expect the killer to be that person. So yeah, no one moment did I expect that. So we got The Bone Collector. Highly recommend this one. All right, so we got Whip It. So finally decided to give this one a watch. I mean, I'd always heard about it, and then I actually had just recently watched the trailer for it, so that's kind of what made me want to jump on watching this one. But yeah, I loved it, you guys. So much fun. Roller derby is just such a fun sport. It's very interesting, and this was just a super fun watch, you guys. And yeah, it has like drama and stuff in it, and tries to kind of get you with the sentimental values and stuff. But yeah, this is just so fun. I just love the whole roller derby scene, and Ellen Page here, great performance. All right, next we have The Paperboy. Now this one, you guys, I really did not care for. I actually found this one kind of boring. Basically, Matthew McConaughey's character is supposed to be an investigative reporter, and Zac Efron plays his brother, who he just kind of like has him tag along to kind of uncover this murder that John Cusack's character supposedly like murdered a sheriff or whatever. And so they're looking into that, but I really didn't feel like there was much intensity to this. Like there wasn't like any like intense investigation or anything like that. So yeah, it just was kind of just so boring to me, honestly. There were some interesting situations, I will say, but yeah, for the most part, I really did not enjoy this. Next up is Hope Floats. Now, this one was just okay. I really wanted to like this one more, but I just wasn't really like wowed by it. I wasn't really like super invested into this one. I mean, the storyline, it's okay. Not really anything we haven't seen before, but and obviously the whole message of like having hope, I mean, that's fine and everything, but I don't know, I wanted more from Sandra Bullock's character. I wanted more from their romance. Like I feel like maybe that's kind of what was missing, was like more romance between them, or had they have like maybe turned this like a rom-com sort of thing would have been nice too, I guess. But yeah, it was just okay. I mean, I'd probably watch it again, but it just wasn't anything amazing. All right, so next is Falling Down. What an amazing performance from Michael Douglas. This film was just awesome. I really, really enjoyed this. It's a great thriller. And I mean, oh my gosh, you guys, he was just so freaking good. I loved it. But yeah, I mean, you kind of feel for the guy just having this like bad day, and it just goes from being bad to like total shit. And you know, his character just kind of like spiraling out of control and stuff. It was so, so good, you guys. And I did like the whole kind of aspect where he was kind of pointing out things in society, which honestly I could agree with, you know. But yes, Michael Douglas was just amazing in this. Highly recommend Falling Down. All right, next up, The Eyes of My Mother. This film was interesting. Not quite what I was expecting. It's a little bit on the slow side, but I thought it was actually pretty decent. Decent storyline, and it was just actually kind of disturbing, some of the things that happened in this film. It's not a very long film. It's only like 76 minutes long, so I mean, it kind of moved along, but at the same time was, you know, kind of slow. But yeah, this the girl here, I mean, I thought her performance was really good, and yeah, there was just some disturbing aspects for sure to this film. It was interesting and different. All right, so next up we have this film called Their Finest. And basically, Gemma Arterton's character here, she is a screenwriter. She works with a couple other guys, and so they're working on this movie to kind of bring hope to England, and also, you know, to America, to like inspire them to help England during this time of like war, and just, you know, like I said, bring some inspiration to the people. And basically the script that they're writing is the Dunkirk. So it was kind of interesting to see, you know, as you go along, they're kind of sharing with you what they're writing, and then they go and they like show like kind of like the filming of, you know, the scenes and everything. So that was kind of cool. I enjoyed it for the most part. It wasn't anything I would say that's maybe like highly rewatchable, but I felt pretty like connected to the characters, and I thought that the storyline was good and everything. And yeah, I mean, you got some history here and whatnot. So, but yeah, for the most part, I enjoyed it, but it wasn't anything, you know, like super awesome or anything like that. But I would recommend it. Definitely check it out. Next up is Cocaine Bear. So I was super stoked to finally check this one out. I mean, everybody's idea of this film was just go in, no expectations, and just have fun with it. So that's what I did. It's definitely a fun film. Kind of cheesy at times for sure. But yeah, I mean, the bear on cocaine, oh my gosh. Just crazy, man. And then, you know, you get to see like legs flying off and guts coming out and whatnot. So it is, you guys, it's a fun watch for sure. So if you're just looking for a good time, definitely check it out, because I'm sure that you will be laughing and just enjoying it. All right, so I did check out Missing, you guys, and I really thoroughly enjoyed this. Storm Reed was absolutely fantastic in this film. But if you enjoyed Searching, then you'll definitely enjoy Missing. It's basically the same thing, but they just kind of, you know, flip it. So yeah, but she was so, so good and everything. And I will say though, like, I did not expect that. I did not expect the person behind it. So yeah, that they really throw you off there, but so, so good. All right, couple more here. So we have All About Steve. Now, I'd always kind of heard bad reviews on this one. And honestly, I didn't think it was all that bad. I mean, no, it's not great. But Sandra Bullock's character in here, she was just kind of funny and kind of annoying for the most part. But just one thing after another kept happening to her. And yeah, so you got Steve over here who she just meets, has like a blind date with him, and just kind of like falls like head over heels for him. And so she's basically kind of stalking him this whole time and stuff like that. But yeah, just a bunch of things happen to her along the way, and he's trying to get rid of her, and she's just so like talkative, so it just really makes her like so annoying. And they make it seem like her character's kind of like stupid in a way, or that's how at least people kind of see her, but she's not. And so yeah, I had fun with this one. I thought it was actually pretty funny. All right, and last but not least, we have Bound. I enjoyed this one so much, you guys. There was just great performances all throughout, but Jennifer Tilly definitely steals the show here. This is like by far one of my favorite performances from her. She was just so damn good in this, you guys. And I loved everything about this. Like, it just kind of kept you on the edge of your seat, and you're really invested into this film when you watch it. I kind of wish though there was more of like the erotic factor going on between the two, because they only give you like a couple scenes or whatever. But yeah, for the most part though, this is just, it's really good, you guys. If you're into the whole like mob type stuff, you know, got the mob involved here and everything, and so it's really good. Just Jennifer Tilly is just absolutely amazing. So that is everything for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Join the family if you have not, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.